What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Cut the Crap. I'm your host, Christian, here with my main man, Rex. How's it going today, Rex?
We doing good. We doing good. How you doing today?
You know, it's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Stopping right there because I don't want to get hit with a trademark infringement.
What a time, man. What a time. You know,
man,
at a certain point on YouTube, you couldn't even hum shit on YouTube because they're like, their whatever robot would just knock your video out. Like, couldn't even hum a tune. Humming a tune.
Yeah, YouTube called me already. My intro song that I have, they thought that was I was stealing that for somebody, but luckily we go through a company that we pay for to get the music, and I just sent them the stuff, and they're like, "Oh, okay," and they put the video.
My bad.
Like,
my bad, G.
Yeah,
there you
go. They were running up on me like, "Yo, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up? I'm like, nah, bro.
This sounds too familiar.
I'm not stealing nobody's music. I got permission to use this music, homie.
Whoa, we pay for this kind of service around here.
Exactly. Shoot.
YouTube,
we out here doing things. So, you know, it's a beautiful day anyway, guys. You know, it's another awesome week starting out. Unfortunately, Steven cannot join us. He's further down south in Florida doing some work stuff. You know, he's always too busy for us, man. This guy, he just doesn't love us anymore.
Any further south, he'll just end up in a feet of water. So
any further south, further south, he'll be in Cuba. You know, from where he's at right now, the Keys. Cuba. Where he's at from the Keys, it's like 60-some miles from here to Cuba.
Yeah.
So it's just
I'll swim and I hide under a boat away.
Yeah, I tell you, right? So anyways, we're going to jump in today's topic. It's called balancing success and feeling content. And you know, a lot of people struggle with this, right? You know, they don't know how to handle through this. So just a couple of quick key points we're going to talk about, hit on it, give our experiences on how we balance our success and feeling content. Now, I want to start off first by saying we need to define what success is, okay? Because success to everybody looks completely different. You know, so
agreed. Yep.
We need to start. Let's start by discussing what success means to you personally, and we're gonna start with Rex. What does success mean to you?
All right. So it's funny because you were saying that. I did pull up the Google definition just because I like to have a standard. I know we're talking about.
I got mine up
our
as well.
Own before we get to.
I got mine up too.
Right? Yeah. See, we don't play around here.
Exactly.
Again, my definition of success would be just accomplishing your goals. You say you're going to spread your bed this morning. Congrats. You successfully did that, right? You set out to lose some weight. You know, you set out to get your license. You set out to get a better job. You set out to get education. Once you complete that goal, that is success to me. And then, you know, of course, as you learn how to manage, you know, breakdown, I know we'll get into it, but then you make the smaller checkpoint goals, right? Because like, again, you know, making your bed, you don't have to do too much per se to, you know, set a goal into, you know, just waking up earlier or whatever the case may be in your situation.
Yeah.
Right. But, you know, they normally say with like, you know, a traditional losing weight, you know, you got to eat different, right? Work out, change your lifestyle. So those are, you know, a lifestyle change. But when you're successful, it's because you keep hitting those goals and those things that you say to yourself, you know, that you want to do. You know, you want to be more disciplined, you set out to do so. That's success to me.
Awesome. And yeah, that's what I got here. It says is it achieving success, or is achieving success specific goals, financial stability, career advancement, or something else entirely? You need to understand your definition of success for the first steps in achieving balance, right? So again, to me, success is everything you said, right? So I feel for me, I have reached my success goals. I have moved up in the company that I work for. in a time frame that I have set myself for, which is on a yearly basis right now. I'm getting yearly promotions, which is great. I'm working hard towards that. I have set goals for me personally in life. And then I do, some extra activities, playing sports and all that on my off time. And I have set goals for that I have achieved and all that. So I feel that's something I've done and it comes in good. The next thing is with now that we defined what success is, we need to also know when you're setting these goals, we need to achieve realistic goals. Okay.
Mhm.
So we need to make sure that um our ambition, is really essential, but it needs to be something that you can actually achieve. So, example, you don't want to set a goal of losing 80 pounds in a week or 2 weeks. Like, that's almost impossible to do, right? And probably very unhealthy for you to do that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I recommend when you do that, you set goals that are realistic and that are in line also with your values. You know what I mean? Set stuff that you feel that can align with your values that won't that won't make you feel a certain way if you do it. That won't have you burning out. Burnout is a big thing. We all go through it. Everybody goes through it. I've gone through it several times in my stages. So set something that when you're setting your goals, something that's not going to burn you out, that's realistic, and that's not going to, compromise your moral standings. I think it's
Of
best.
course.
What do you
Yep.
think on that?
Yeah, definitely can't compromise your morality. Your
Mhm.
morality is your core, your compass, your base, like everything. That's really what gets you to make the choices that you make, right? So as long as that is sound and you know where you have that set, then you will it's just coming down to execution after that, right? And then just following through.
Yeah. And that's perfect. And one thing too to go on that, um, your your goals, right? They shouldn't be. What I'm trying to say here. Your goals shouldn't be at your expense of your health as well. Your health and your well
Mhm.
being. We talk about this all the time. Mental health, because it's real, right? Mental health is serious. Like, don't do something that's gonna mess with your mentee, your life. That's gonna drain you out because you're doing so much. So set baby goals, set baby steps. Hey, today I'm gonna do my bed, gonna wash the dishes. Or if you're trying to lose weight, today I'm gonna go out and walk 1 block around or 2 blocks or whatever. I'm gonna walk for 5-10 minutes. You don't have to be out there walking for hours and all that stuff. That's gonna drain you out. So that's definitely something that I recommend you doing.
Mhm.
Going with it too. Make sure what you're trying to do for your success is something that's gonna fulfill you too. A lot of people want success because they think it's easy. They want the money. They want all this and that.
They see
And
the end result.
yeah, they see
They
the
just
end
see the
result.
end
They don't see
result.
the
Yeah.
work. And
Yeah.
once they go through the work, they realize it wasn't fulfilling for them. You know what I mean? They just want to get to the end result. And it's funny because I always hear this saying that there's a lot of people that make, that are, I guess let's say, average income in America are more happier than the millionaires in America. And I
Mhm.
and I never understood
Yeah.
that because I'm like, yo, give me the money and I'll be a happy ass man.
Mhm.
But it's true.
But that's
And
where that's where the morality and compass comes into play because what always used to get me was and it's just the one that comes to mind right now, but Robin Williams, rest in peace, Robin Williams. But a lot of people would see like, oh, Mrs. Doubtfire and all the other movies that he's done and so successful, so successful. It's like, how does one choose to end one life? You know what I mean? With the
yeah,
money, the fame, and all this kind of stuff. And because trust me, that's always my first being somebody that, from where we're at, miles apart, but we know where we come from, like you always say that, like, if I got an opportunity, like, that's all I need. Like, I've learned to find happiness in a different way. So all I need is that financial success, and, life will be okay. But that's just a different life that we lived, that where we can come to that. I definitely do feel that as people of our caliber, right? If you already locked in being happy, if you get more money, you just take care of your bills, do whatever else, and everything, and everything else will just smooth out. But when you look at celebrities and other people, you don't know their life, you don't know what they're going through, mental health and all that kind of stuff too, right? So, um,
Yeah.
again, yeah, just to take it back to that point, it's really just boils down to that, like, morality compass, right? So you're right, like, you need to figure out what is going to make you happy in life, because if you just want to, like, let's say you want to just be like an engineer because you know that they make 100K a year. Are you really going to learn science? Are you really going to learn, engineering and all that? Put yourself through years of schooling debt just so that you can make 100K and have a house and do all this kind of stuff, but you're not happy because every single day you're choosing a job that's not for you, when you could have buckled down and, I don't know, let's say you wanted to be like an artist or a dancer or something in that creative space, but you find the balance, you do the research on how that you can make this sustainable, and you work within those means, and that is another form of success, right? Is taking something where people don't think, in that regard, that, like, oh, uh a job that where you don't think you gonna make it, it's average, but you make it work for yourself, right? You got a lot of people, and that's why I love America, and that's why I try to go I want to go at least like once a year, especially to New York, just to breathe in the air of, like, that hustler ambition, because there's not a lot out of it out here, and that's just due to, like, laws and different rules and other things that, we don't want to really get into now. But just that hustle that you see out there, it's inspiring, so for me, that's what I just try to take in every now and again to get me to where I want to be and I know where I can be, right? And that, for me and myself, I have trouble with is execution. I have all these plans set out, and it's just time to just, as I like to just say, like, shut the fuck up and lock in and do what you
Hmm.
have to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm from that football background where nobody cares. You work harder and you do what you got to do. But sometimes you think and you're like, I know, but I got so much else going on. But that's to lead to the point of balance, right? Is just learning um that not everything can be, Rome wasn't built in a day. And now
Exactly.
look at Rome. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta piece your artistic rendition of what you want in a healthy manner for yourself, right? Because you're not trying to keel over trying to get to that success like that, especially if it's not warranted. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people would say theoretically that they'll die for it, but between me, you, and the bed sheets, I know there really ain't really dying out there, right? So it's just a figure of speech. So some people, when they're hungry and desperate, they take that to heart. It's like, no, like, that's where the balance comes in. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. One thing that you had talked about is with Robin Williams earlier. It rang to me, and it was like, man, Robin Williams was such a great person. Unfortunately, we lost him so soon. He was going through certain things in his life, um, and I think the one thing with Robin Williams that compared to like other people I follow, for instance Denzel Washington and all that, um,
Mhm.
when they go through their success and hearing him talk, he always talks about setting boundaries. So establish a boundary. He says about around your time, your energy, um, your resources, everything. You want to be successful, and if you start becoming successful, people are gonna want to be successful with you. So you got to set boundaries with time. Like, hey, look, I'm willing to help you out and willing to do stuff once you get to that level, of whatever your success is in your career, your life, your
you
journey.
you can't
And
you can't backpack off success, and that's essentially what a lot of people are, you need to protect yourself from, right? Because as you know, in the content creating space, hey, when people start seeing numbers that look good to them, people start coming out the woodwork. Hey,
Yeah,
man, I like what you're doing. Hey, man, I love to be a part of this. Hey, man. It's like, but what have you done? You just, you're now interested, but you weren't there when we were putting down the foundation.
exactly.
As the boy Ricky Ross says, you weren't with me shooting in the gym, and that's essentially what it is. If you weren't with me when we were grinding, like I'm not gonna give you a handout, and that's essentially another thing is balance because a lot of people are gonna try. When you start getting things going, you're gonna want to save everybody, but you can't save everybody, right? You got to save the ones that have the effort in regards to what you're trying to do, right? So you got to keep your peace, you got to keep your sanity, because people who don't know how hard you work for things will just take and take and take and take and take and take and take, and then you crash out because you didn't set again, as you said, those boundaries, right? So
I love what you
it,
just
it,
said. And I'm sorry to cut you
mhm.
off real quick
No, you're
because
good. You're good.
this just hit me. You need you said the perfect thing. People are gonna come to you when you reach a certain level of success that they see and they're like, oh, hold on. This is where, and we talk about this
Hey, hold
all.
on. Yeah,
This
I like
is this is
that.
where we talk about all the time. Surround yourself with the right people. And I've said this several times. Me and you had this conversation. I
Yep,
have a
yep, yep.
handful of friends that I actually consider true friends. That if I were to hit the lotto, like you wouldn't hear from us and him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's why you need to surround yourself with those type of true friends because
Yeah.
those true friends, no matter what it is, are gonna support you through if you're doing a podcast like us with one listener all the way up to 100 listeners. You're streaming one viewer to 100 viewers. If you're starting a business, they're going to be your customer that's buying from you or going through, you know what I mean? That's your friend.
They're paying for things full price. They're not looking for a discount.
They're with
They're
you
looking to
100%.
benefit you. Yeah. Mhm.
Um
Mhm.
and it's okay to, those are the people you want around you. Also, a big thing that people are scared to ask for. They are scared to ask for professional help from other people. They feel that if they do ask for professional help, they're trying to take advantage of the other person. And
Yeah.
this is where I want to get into your second part.
Mhm.
There is a thin line, very thin line between asking for help and then taking advantage. You know, make sure you're not teetering. And I can't really tell you how not to teeter because that is tough. But oh, he could tell you. So let's go ahead, Rex. You got your hand up. Tell.
Intention. Your intention is everything. Because, like I said, if you come out the woodwork, who you? Where'd you come from? You know what I mean? But it's different. Like example, we had our little. I think it was in the group chat how I started coming into the started becoming a co-host. You look at that as a
Yeah.
perfect example. I started off as a guest. I heard what you were doing. I said, "Hey man, I love what you're doing. I would love to be a part of what you got going on." And you told me because you already know my background, where I come from and what I've been doing in the content creating space. So we already had that interest. We start talking, had feelers, had the first episode I was on, and then I came on as a guest, and then a consecutive guest until I became a co-host. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And that is it. I didn't just come on and be like, "Hey man, let me be on your podcast."
Yeah. And what the best thing is
Like
too, you
that. You know what
started
I'm
off
saying?
with
Like
a
I didn't.
listener.
Yeah.
You started off as a
Mhm.
listener actually before you started going
Yeah.
through,
Yeah.
and then yeah,
Because you showed me, and I was big on that. You know what I mean? We're content creators in this space together. I support you. You know what I'm saying? I said,
Mhm.
of course. I'm a commuter, right? I'm gonna throw you on. I'm gonna throw it on. I'm gonna hear what you have to say because I know because we talk. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like I have an understanding of your viewpoints. But after all this, it's like damn near over a year.
Mhm.
Um, and just podcast conversations post pre wherever like we've just gotten to know you know what I mean, to build off of that. Again, it just never stated like you have a podcast, I want to join, let me on, I'm a content creator, I'm good at talking, and that's it. It's like no, 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 no. So as you said, listen to what you have to offer. I said, okay, I can see myself being a part of this. And I said, hey, I would love to. You ever get a chance, whatever, have me on. And you took that into consideration, and boom, here we are. But I
Yeah.
didn't beg. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. And that's the key thing is intention. People know intention, and and you don't get me wrong. And people can get it wrong because long story short, you know me, I was in a group editing videos. I won't expose because I respect, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I felt that how I was being perceived in certain senses, the intention seemed like not what it was given, not what I was given, you know what I mean? To have that. I was trying to be like a main dog supporter and not kind of pushed to the side. But that is what that is, you know. But at the end of the day, when you get into the situation, it don't matter. As long as your heart's pure, you take a that heart to heart with yourself and you tell yourself like they got it wrong and it's okay. And then you move past that because there's better. And that's it. Trust me, people that know your intention like that instantly. There's no playing around, there's no second guessing. They know who you are, they know what you're about because they agree with that. You know what I mean? That's a mesh. There's no friction. It's just right off the cuff, you know?
Yeah,
We didn't
no,
have to work too long to become, you know what I mean, where we're at right now.
exactly.
I think it took longer for me to become a co-host than for everything else to build. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And that's in the natural progression.
Yeah, and the main thing, as I think back about the whole situation and everything, um, it all goes down to reflection. You know, you have to reflect regularly on stuff you're doing. So with the podcast, like I said, I sat back. You know, I could easily just say, yeah, let's jump on, but no, like you said, I slowly brought you in, saw how it was doing, seeing how people felt your vibes, and then like you sit back and you reflect, like, damn, okay, this is where I was at before. This is where I'm at with him. Obviously, people enjoy listening to him as well. He's bringing. You got to reflect on that. See
Mhm.
what you could do, think back on it, and just, hey man, this is where I was before, this is where I'm at now, what has changed, and try to duplicate off that as well when you're being successful. um I reflect all the time. I bought my house, and it's still, to me, this unreal. I don't have anything hanging on the walls. I refuse to put nails in the wall because it's like, hey, this is my house. Like, no. Like, I don't. I'm supposed to paint my room. I haven't painted yet because it's just like it's still unreal to me. But you got to reflect and enjoy the good things on it. Now, while you're
Mhm.
reflecting, though, this is the perfect thing. It's okay to be content. A lot of people take content and they're like, oh, that's bad. They're not like, but no, like if you're reaching your goals and you're happy at where you're at, like I said, a lot of people that are millionaires are not even happy. All right. And they have millions of dollars and you want to try to get to that level, you might not be happy like you think you are.
Mhm.
Maybe the goal that you set for yourself, while you're reflecting, like, damn, I'm actually enjoying life. This is good for me, and this is where you want to be. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being content at that. Like, hey, I reached my goal. I reached where I wanted to be, and I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy, genuinely happy. I have a beautiful house, beautiful wife, beautiful kids. I'm happy. I come
Of
home,
course, yeah.
it's done. Boom. I get off
After
early
that,
yeah, sometimes.
yeah, I
AKA
got off. Yeah,
9:49 today. And oh,
9:29. Don't
nine
let him
twenty
fool
nine,
you.
nine
Nine
twenty
twenty
nine,
nine.
dude.
Bastard sent me a Snapchat and told me he's waiting for me.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
You
Crazy. He
know,
could have came to Canada to record. That's how much time he had. Could took a round trip.
again, I'm content. I build
Yeah,
myself up to that level where I'm able to do it. Now I don't have all that time every day. There's days I work a little longer, days I work
of
shorter.
course. Yeah,
It,
yeah,
it
yeah.
just depends on my days. And today, I tell you
Mhm,
what, even though
mhm.
I was off early, it felt like the longest day of my life because it was like, shit.
Yeah.
I did a couple of things. I looked at the time. It's only like
And then you have
11.
all
I'm
this
like,
extra
I'm
time.
like,
Yeah.
geez, I got all this extra time I'm not used to.
Yeah.
So, but be content. It's okay to be content sometimes. If you reach your goals and you reach your happiness level of where you want it to be, it's good to say, hey, I reached it. I did it, guys. I'm content. I'm happy where I'm at. Now some people have the mindset is where is enough is always enough. And that could be a double-edged sword. That's good because it can motivate you to want to do more, want to get even higher level. Maybe be off every day and fucking still make money. And that's great if that's where you want to get to. But don't take yourself all the way there. And you're, again, talking about you don't have any boundary set. So people are like leeches sucking off you. You don't have a support system no more because you burned those bridges trying to get to that next level of success. It's okay to get there. It's okay to just say enough is enough. And if you feel like there is still more to come, then by all means go through it. Also going through on that, and I don't think I said this already, but if I did, I'm sorry. Embrace your imperfection. Because your imperfections is who you are. It makes you who you are. We all have imperfections in some way. We all have shortcomings. And it's okay. Then again, back to my favorite Hollywood actor, Denzel Washington. He embraces his imperfections, and he talks about it as well. Everybody to embrace your imperfection. Like, everybody's gonna have it. Just find a way to make your imperfection work for you and to better it on your end. So that's what I would say.
You accept your quote unquote imperfectness, everything else becomes easier in life. If someone, I got 2 points because I wanted to go back to your other point about being content. I was gonna say shout out to the car guys. They need to listen to that because car guys and mods, I think they need.
They're never content.
One more
They're
mod.
never content.
I seen a video. I seen a YouTube short. Bro was at a gas station, and the man said, "I'm done." That's it. He had like an old school like Audi wagon, and just he did all the things that he needed to do. He's like, yeah, there's like 1 or 2 things, but like not upgrade wise. There were just some some final touches. But like he said, I'm happy. I ain't touching it no more. And I said, damn, that's good because every other car guy here I talk to, we got a few more things. We got to swap the engine out, then we got to put NOS in it. We got to put race tires, all that fun stuff, right? So. But
I love it. Hold on, real quick before you continue that. I love how you said that because I was just at a BMW dealership just the other day, yesterday I think it was, and right next door was a Lamborghini shop. They do custom work on Lamborghinis and all that. Beautiful car. I took a couple of videos, posted it on my Snapchat. If you're on Snapchat,
I think I've seen,
beautiful cars, beautiful cars. I got to actually, before I left, talk to one of the guys doing work on this baby blue Lambo, orange trim. He got everything done. He got the engine done on it. He's got the tires done, the rims done, the seats, interior sick. I'm like, man, this car is beautiful. It's all jacked up. He was like, yeah. He was like, but I'm just not content with it. He was like, I want to do more. I was like, what more can you do? He was like, I don't know yet. I was like, I might change the rims out now and just sell these. And I'm like, what? Look at him like, he's like, I might wrap it, because it was actual paint job. It wasn't wrapped baby blue. It was painted baby blue. So now he's talking about wrapping it a different color. He was like that he might upgrade the stereo system to something even better. I'm like, you're ready. You have all this great stuff, but it wasn't enough for him. He wasn't content. He wanted more and more. And I'm like, what more could you do? And like, he just started listing off stuff. I'm like, in my mind, I'm just like, your car's already beautiful. You have a beautiful car that any guy
got
right now,
money.
And
that guy got money.
You just want to. I'm like, bro, let me get the money instead of blowing it on the car. Shit. But
I'll show you content. I'll show you not content. You give me that money.
Yeah,
give me the money to fix a Lambo radio, and I'll show you not content.
God. Beautiful Lambo.
That I'm gonna do some damage.
I'm gonna go back to that dealership though because I'm trying to test drive a vehicle and I'm working my way into that. So, but anyways, go back to what you were saying. I apologize.
Wait, you want the Lambo or the Beamer? Which one? To test drive which?
No. I want to test. I drove a BMW before. I've never drove a Lambo. Okay. Lambo, Ferrari. Yeah. There was a Ferrari there. Porsche 911 GTR or GTS, I think. Beautiful car. Just. Anyways, back to your subject. I'm sorry to cut into that.
No. It's okay. So yeah, like I said, about with the content. But then, man, I just slipped my point on what you were last saying. No. What were you? I know you have the point. What was the last point that you had outside from content?
Imperfection.
Yes, so your imperfections. It's just accepting yourself. You know, like my story is that like I've been a chunky baby my whole life. Well, not my whole life, but like I can say I started packing on the pounds grade 3 and on. And you know, you're in elementary school. Kids can be mean, right? So you learn to develop that tough skin and defend yourself and all that. And you know, you realize that they only have like one set of jokes, right? And at the end of the day, you can hit them with some, you can hit with some shit too. So what I mean is that like when you learn, and that doesn't happen until you like you can accept your imperfection, and when you can learn to laugh at yourself, because some people really just can say whatever, do whatever, and sometimes they don't even mean it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
sometimes they just kind of want a reaction on however it goes. But if you show that like yo, you can laugh at yourself and you can find it funny, that's what I mean is that like you can accept those imperfections. If you can learn to laugh at yourself and accept your flaws and use them to your advantage. You know, in college I used to I'm still lazy to this day. But how I do it is I have to plan like Batman. I got to plan ahead. So when I put all these plans in effect and in motion, my lazy ass can't backpedal because I'm already in motion doing little by little and then it's done, you know?
Yeah.
So you got to know yourself. You got to love, you have to really love yourself to learn how to accept those imperfections. And I feel like once you do, then anything, the world is yours. You know what I mean? Like that mirror that we probably need to get for Steven,
Yeah,
the
we need to get
Scarface
that
one. That
mirror.
world is yours. Yeah, the world is yours, man. It's just how you want it to, it's how you want to approach it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well said. So you guys let us know what you think though. You know, what to you is something that you feel that we might have missed on balancing Jesus, I can't talk.
You got it. You got it.
Balancing success and feeling content. Um Again, it's a very hard act to follow. You know, first you got to find out what that success is. Then once you achieve the success, you have to find a way to feel content with it. So it's definitely not an easy object, but let us know what you think. If you agree with us, you disagree with us, you know how to reach us. Like always, send us an email at cutthecrap with 2 P's, 1 at gmail.com. That's CUTTHECRAPP1 at gmail.com. Send us a message on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Discord, personal numbers if you have it. We love to hear from you guys like always. So we greatly appreciate you guys for listening and watching. Like always, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down low and hit the bell to get notified anytime we put any new videos out, any shorts, good stuff like that. Also, give us a thumbs up. We always appreciate those likes, guys. Until next time, we'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace.